Her roommate Omen texted her, informing her that she made cupcakes, but she replies that she's going to be late and not to wait for her. She then gets back to her work about the ethics of machine learning. Time passes by as everyone around her leaving. She then concludes that machines are just like us. If we show them kindness, it will reflect kindness. But if we show them discrimination, it will mimic us and show discriminating practices as well. She remembers her continuous nightmares of her being in a machine that raised her and feeding her false memories of a normal upbringing. Little did she know that she got a hold on Axel, who texted her that night, as she says goodbye to the building keeper. She is delighted to know that Axel is worried about her, only if she could tell him that she became Power Girl that night to fight the robbing space aliens. She also didn't fail to joke around the hate group that she passes by, telling them to go have some rest at home. Going back to Axel's text again, she was offered a higher salary than her current job at the Daily Planet, but Power Girl just smiles reading this. Next, she calls someone and the person was overwhelmed being contacted by her, and it's Axel. Paige tells him that she knows he's CIA, while actually in the middle of a mission. She confronted him about the offer and she declines, just because she doesn't want to use her skills for other purposes. The guy understands and lets her know that he's looking forward on meeting her again. As she got home safely, she is greeted with a mess made by their cat and she reprimanded the pet about it. Feeling tired, she made a quick chat to her roommate and falls directly to sleep on the couch. Later, she remembers that she's got to pack for her secret mission investigation assigned by Superman and she's leaving tonight. In her messy room, the friend persists if she can have at least a small detail about it, but Paige still refuses to be open about the assignment. In her defense, someone should stay to take care of the cat, and she added that she is also worried about Omen joining her there. The bestie fully understands it's all she can do, then giving her a tight embrace before her big trip. Leaving the room, if something happens, she tells Paige that she and the cat will immediately go to her. This is to investigate further about the deadly Kryptonian virus, and as she arrives at the said Fortress of Solitude, she is greeted by a robot named Kelix. She shows her around, including the med bay if she ever needs medical assistance, the library, and lastly the animal sanctuary in which all are have Kryptonian origin, including the oldest species there, which is a lion with 2 tails. Kelix informs her that this animal is hostile to humans because it's nearing its lifespan, and then warns her that the lion is an escape artist, so she should be careful. The robot now leaves her be to do her job, and with a light smile, she kinda understands what the lion is going through. Back to business, it's pouring rain, but it didn't stop her to pay a visit to the locals asking where the coroner is. But every time she only got an angry shutting of the door on her face so far. The storm is so bad that a roof of the house was flying in the air, and the superhero decided to give them a lending hand. She returns the roof back to its place and uses her ice breath to keep it intact in the meantime. Again, she knocks on the door of the owner of the house and then begs him this time to tell her about the Kryptonian infection that happened there. An unexpected thing happened. The pirate alien is right behind her as it now lifts the tree to initiate the attack on her. She has no choice but to fight back, telling the old man to take cover inside. Power Girl is good as ready to fight anyone until the both of them landed to the other side of the wall of a steam room. Facing Amalek again is a bit of a surprise this time, asking the villain what has happened to his appearance. He talks back expressing its hatred to another Kryptonian just like him, and this just baffles the girl. Somehow he is happy to see her again, telling her that she knows why. But the hero retaliates by using her heat vision, pushing the villain away from her and outside the building. She attacks him some more in the pouring rain, and then another strange thing happens. Amalek warns her about something inside of him that wants her to get hurt. The man is desperate, but he has no choice but to pull out the thing that controls him, successfully throwing it away at the sea but fainted doing so. This just confirms Power Girl's worst fear that the Kryptonian virus is real, and wonders if she could face this alone. In the Fortress of Solitude, Power Girl tries to go after Amalek, but it seems he can't be found anywhere. She explains it to Superman that she already used all her powers and even her X-ray vision, but still, no trace of leads to the villain. She is worried that it's not an infection but it's something else. She suggested that it's some kind of symbioship. She is frantic to say that even Amalek has said it, that this thing would come after her, now believing that her nightmares are telling her something very important. But Superman assures her that the thing has been destroyed and he is confident that she is safe inside the fortress. He then asks why this specific room for them to meet, but the girl is speechless. In her thoughts it's because she spends most of her time in that place, adding she doesn't want the lion to be lonely when it's gone. She tearfully replies that she doesn't know, as well flies away out of their conversation. Superman still wants to comfort her that everything will be fine, as long as she's inside the Fortress of Solitude, plus Kelix the robot is there to help of whatever she needs. She chuckles, but in her thoughts she will never put her trust to just some piece of metal. Superman needs to leave again to protect the metropolis, but is still concerned of her well-being, and she just tells him that she's gonna be fine. Before leaving, he suggested to give Omen a call because she might use a company in this place. After that, Power Girl is left again in the silence. Meanwhile in Metropolis, Omen while skating has received a voice message from Paige, and she was surprised by a flaming bottle that was thrown at her. It also nearly hit the bystanders nearby. Then a mob group appears out of nowhere coming from the alley. Before dealing with them, she approaches the mother telling her to go home where it's safe for them, then tries to stop the people who are causing troubles in the city. While everyone is rioting, Omen uses her psychic powers, and then some of them were now under her control. She orders them to lay down their weapons, and tells them to come to her. She then asks of who they are, as one man replies the word Blue Earth. Omen realized that it's the anti-alien hate group and also asked why are they doing this. She got an answer of them having this fear from a Kryptonian virus, and believing it's the end of the world already. This makes Omen thinks as well that this must be the reason why Power Girl doesn't want to take her with her mission. After that, she is erasing their ill thoughts of causing more mayhem, and tells them none of these events will be remembered. On cue the authorities arrive, and the hero flees to see someone about a boat. Back to Paige, she leans back just outside the glass cage and giving the lion a name of Hamlet. She also expresses her thoughts about this floating virus going around, and that everyone understands it pretty wrong. She explains that this thing is just infecting one person at a time, so the term virus is inaccurate to call it. She now concludes that it's no virus at all, and she thinks that it is definitely a parasite. Power Girl continues to tell that Superman may disagrees with her, but she still thinks that somehow it has a backup system even they know that they destroyed it. Having second thoughts that he must be right, and she just losing her mind, but it comforts her that the lion is there listening to everything. She just dozes off after that, relating herself to her companion wanting to be free but really lacking any place to go. As soon as she wakes up, she realized that Hamlet is nowhere to be found. She then flies up to the sky, using her X-ray vision, going every inch of the fortress until later that night, she finally found the lion, strangely standing at the edge. It also notices that someone is approaching from behind, and Power Girl thinks it's a cat instinct isolating itself from predators while in a vulnerable state. She then tries to convince it to move away from the edge, telling it if you jump I will catch you. If you run I will find you, and somehow the big cat listens, while the kind superhero comforts the lion that she is not leaving by its side. The animal yawns, and Paige remains true to her words, accompanying the big cat all throughout the night. She just wishes though that she has the ability of foresight, and brought some blankets with her going here. As soon as the lion fell asleep, she walks away but then heard something nearby, and surprisingly the cat behind her suddenly disappeared. It's also strange that she at least could have heard it falling into the water, so it alerted her something is definitely wrong. Kellix approaches asking if she needs some assistance, and she just tells it to contact Superman immediately. Her instinct tells her to just run away, but she continues to search for her new friend anyway. It shocks her moments later that she sees some blood on the ground, accompanied by a footprint of Hamlet. Next thing, the lion she thought was friendly, is now attacking her with full force. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. See you on the next one.